up. I've been really like trying.
Okay, yeah, I won't.
Yeah, I've been really
I won't say it.
Yeah, don't. My camera video hit over 1,000 views, which is like OMG. That's like more than I would have even, I'm not gonna say it's more than what I would have like thought, because like I don't want to like view my content as having like a maximum like limit of like 50 views. Like I do think I'm better than that, but it's just crazy to like have a video do well, especially when it's a video that you like put so much time into making it as like YouTube friendly as possible, like quick moving cuts and lots of stuff popping up on the screen. It makes sense like why I did well out of all my other videos, and like I'm very proud of it. But last night when I was with Razan, when we were talking, he was like saying like, oh my god, like 1,000 views, whatever. Or I think I told him that I got 1,000 views, and he's like, yeah, like it's a really nice video, but I don't get stuck in like that like realm of like information content. And him saying that gave me like all of the validation that I needed, because I've been thinking that like literally that morning I'd been thinking like, I'm so happy that this video did well, but I still like I don't want to lose track of my original like intent with the channel. Like I really wanted to be able to do like a like more like documentary, like document like my life and my travels and my friendships and like all that stuff. But I also do want to grow, but it's just very hard to grow on YouTube posting strictly like documentary or like personal stuff. Like no one really cares about my personal life realistically, other than friends and family. But it's like if you're making content for friends and family, like then just send it to them, don't post it on YouTube, you know what I mean? I wrote down my thoughts, that's why I'm looking at my phone right now. Because I did like journal about this. I just wish that small creators had more freedom, like when it came to posting content. Like obviously if I want to say fuck it, like I can say fuck it and just not post SEO friendly content or search content or like really clickbaity thumbnail. Like I can post content like that, but I can't expect to grow like on any consistent basis posting stuff like that. But my goal has always been to like make art, and on one hand I'm very happy that at least the video that I posted that did really well is about my art, versus like if it was about, I don't know, but like 1,000 people like saw my photography. Like to me that's like so crazy. But I think, and I might not like make sense because like I said, this is like a journal entry, so like my points don't really like, it's just where my brain was going. It's a brain dump. I know that I have a lot of internalized beliefs about what people want to see on the internet, like from like a woman or a black woman or a young black woman. Like I feel like there's definitely specific topics. Actually, I don't even want to go into that. I don't even want to go into that. But when I try to conform to like what my internalized beliefs say, then I'm like speaking very inauthentically. Like I'm like speaking, Like, it doesn't feel natural. And then I post the video and I'm like, oh, like, why do I sound like that? Why do I look like that? And it's like, well, because that's not your voice. Like, that's not your expression. So, unfortunately, like, my creative expression doesn't, I'm not going to say it doesn't have a space on YouTube, because it definitely has a space, but it just doesn't have a highly monetizable. I wish I wanted to, like, go into, like, the finance niche. That, like, I wish that I was even good with money. Like, I'm not even good with money. Like, I can't even say, like, you know what, I don't actually care, I'm gonna do it for money, let me just go into the finance niche. I'm not even good with money, so I can't even, like, do that. Right now I have a very unique privilege in terms of my time. Being able to be, like, 100% creative, like, expressive, is definitely a privilege, because most of us have to work and pay bills, or, like, be in school or do whatever, and we can't say, I don't care about those things, I just want to, like, make art. Well, yeah, like, we all just want to make art. That's, like, the whole point of being an artist, is that you want to make art. But unfortunately, that is very rarely our only identity. And so right now, I'm, like, between school and work. Like, I graduated, and I have a lot of time. So I'm like, let me just, like, make my art. Like, if there's any time for me to make art, it's right now, because I don't have a lot of bills. I'm traveling this summer, like, let's just, like, go, go, go. So that's kind of, like, what I'm doing, but I'm trying to do it in a way, like, I don't want to waste the time. Like, I don't want to waste the time on making content that those, like, YouTube gurus say, like, you need to put this in your title, and you need to put this in your thumbnail, and you need to keep the video under 12 minutes long. Well, what if I want to make a 30-minute video? Am I supposed to not make a 30-minute video because people are only going to stick around for 2 minutes? I feel like I'm going to be mad at myself when I'm 30 looking back at a 2-minute video that could have been 30 minutes because, like, of a vacation or of, like, a beautiful moment with my friends, because I'm like, well, the algorithm didn't like that. I just don't want to think about the algorithm, like, long term. And so I'm trying to, like, I do want to think about the algorithm long term, but I don't want that to influence, like, the nature of my content. Like, this idea of, like, it being a piece of content, or is it a piece of art? Like, I want all the content that I make to be art at the same time, because I'm an artist. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. And especially with my travel content, because I feel like that's, if I had to choose a niche, I would definitely choose travel, even though, like, I don't always travel, but, like, I want to be, like, that's the goal, that's the dream. And especially when you're traveling, you're experiencing so many new things, new places, new people, you're learning things, like, your mind is literally opening up. I don't want whatever messages come to me that I feel called to share to be censored by, like, the fucking algorithm. Like, I just think that is what I will find myself regretting. And if that means that, like, I don't blow up on YouTube, that means I don't, you know, make a career out of YouTube, that's fine. Like, I don't want that to be fine, but it is fine. Because things always work out the way they're supposed to work out, you know what I mean? But I think if I find the intersection between, like, art and content for me, then I won't be able to regret anything that I've made, regardless of the outcome of it. And just hope that, like, you know, if you build it, they'll come. I don't even know if that's, like, the whole phrase. But, like, I'm gonna build my content, I'm gonna create my content, create my art, and then hope that it finds the audience that likes that sort of art, I guess. Regardless of, like, what happens. What did I write about? I wrote about my community. Oh my god. My creative community. I feel so blessed to have people that support me so much. Like, I could post a 1-minute video of myself doing the dumbest shit ever, and I promise you I'm gonna get a text from one of my people, my creative community, that is like, oh my god, like, I loved your video, like, your video was so good, like, god. And it's just very heartwarming to, even in these moments where I'm like, even my friend like Razam, him being able to come to me as an artist, like artist to artist, because he's a musician, to be able to like come to me and say like, yeah, like, your work was good, your work deserves the recognition that it got, but your job is still art, like, your goal is still art, like, don't. And for me to like be able to take that and reflect on it and be like, yeah, you know what, he's right. Because I feel like most people who aren't artists or like aren't creative minded would be like, your video did good, like, what else do you want? Like, 1,000 views when your other videos have 50 views? Why are you feeling like uneasy about that? But it's like, an artist is always going to feel uneasy about their work. Like, you're always going to have that voice that's like, is that good? Is that really like what I want to be like perceived as? I can't talk. I can talk. I'm fine. But yeah, I'm very grateful for my community, because, like I was saying, like, even in these like weird moments when I'm like, like, is this the right thing? Like, I will always have somebody saying like yes or no. Sometimes I need to hear the word no too. Like, sometimes I need to hear the words like, you're losing sight of like what, and I get to like come back to myself and be like, you know what, they're right or they're wrong. And then I move on from that conversation just feeling like very like enriched. Like, my friend Alba, like, we're like creative like sisters. And like, when we go on our little hikes, like, we just spend hours like talking about like our projects and future projects and like things we want to do together and places we want to go and like content that we want to shoot and you know, shoots that we want to do. And it's just like, to have that sort of connection, to have someone that like literally fuels my creative fire like that I know like when I see her, I'm gonna come out of that interaction like ready to like make more art and like get on my shit. And that's really special. And I don't know if it's unique, but I know there's like this thing where a lot of artists like feel lonely. Like, they're like, oh, being an artist is lonely. And it's like, it really does not have to be. Like, unless your art is lonely art, a creative community is like, aside from your own like creative skill, I feel like having a creative community that supports you in your work and also is able to offer criticism or like critiques in a way that makes you a better artist, or it makes you like a more like critical artist of yourself. I don't know if that made sense. Makes you more critical of your own work. That is like your most valuable asset. Like, you really can't ask for much more other than that. Like, aside for like money and fame. But like, your community. And so like, I want to focus more, I want my content to focus more around my community, because like, they're a big part of like why I do what I do and why I'm inspired to do what I do. So it just feels silly to like leave that aspect of my life out of my content. Like, I don't want this channel to like be about me, like my life and like what I do, because it's like, yeah, like, I do a lot of things, but I do a lot of things with a lot of people, and I value those people as much as I value myself. Like, honestly. Like, well, yeah, I do. I'm not gonna like go into like the ethics of that or like whatever. I don't even care. But yeah. Did I have anything else to say? I wrote at the end of my like entry that me and my creative friends have a joke that like if our content, this is getting so long, that if our content doesn't do well, like if like we don't start like getting famous and being millionaires, then we're just gonna shake ass on the internet. I don't know if that's like funny, but like we've been saying that for so long. Well, why did I write this? Oh, because the algorithm. I'm like, if the algorithm doesn't like my art, then I guess I'm gonna have to get a fucking use my business degree, which I don't want to do. I'm not a good business, like, I don't need to be behind a desk. Like, that would be like, no, I don't need to do that. So I wrote, please God, no. I'll start shaking ass on the internet, like, before I whatever, but like that's like my whole, that's my brand. That's my brand.
This is our last artist of the day. He took the bus down from Brooklyn this morning to get here. So this is the wonderful William Alexander. We're very lucky to have him. And this is our last act, so I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much.
No, but I'm very happy with what I'm doing. This is so won't you try again? We gon' find our way to Zion. Ain't no wasting time. Gotta leave this Babylon. Come inside my mind. I'ma find my way to Zion. Leave it all behind. Thank you.